2 months of limbo, solo drills, headphones in, speculation roaring louder than the crowd, and then, finally the message every Liverpool fan wanted to see. Alexander Isak's dream move is on. Liverpool and Newcastle have agreed a British record £125 million fee, potentially rising toward £130 million. A 6-year contract, medical set for Monday. The wait is over. This is the moment that turns whispers into a roar. For the kid from Solna who left Sweden, sharpened his craft in the Netherlands, lit it up in Spain and proved it in England, the road has always been about arriving here. Anfield under the lights, with responsibility heavy and history even heavier. He trained away from the group while it all played out, a saga that stretched from mid-July to deadline day, and now he walks through the door as the most expensive player in Premier League history. Why does it matter? Because Liverpool wanted a ruthless, press-proof number 9 who lives for the big duel, and last season's 23 Premier League goals says he's exactly that. For supporters who need a finisher to match the team's ambition, this is the signing that answers the question. Dream secured, the next chapter begins. Born in Solna to Eritrean parents, Alexander Isak grew up a few metro stops from Friends Arena, dreaming on the same terraces where he'd soon score as a teenager for his boyhood club AIK. He burst through in 2016, becoming AIK's youngest Allsvenskan goalkeeper, and a year later he was Sweden's youngest ever senior scorer. Still only 17, suddenly the face of a new generation. The first leap came quickly, Borussia Dortmund in 2017. Minutes were scarce, but the education was real, training every day with elite attackers. The true accelerator, though, was a mid-season loan to Willem II in early 2019. In the Netherlands striker-friendly playground, Isak looked unshackled. 13 goals in 16 Eredivisie appearances, the touch and timing to finish in every way, and the confidence to carry a mid-table side up the table. It was the spell that turned promise into production. At 19 with Willem II, he faced AZ Alkmaar, where Arne Slot was on the coaching staff, so Slot had a clear first-hand picture of Isak's pace, movement and finishing long before his Liverpool move. Spain came calling that summer. Real Sociedad signed him in 2019, and San Sebastian felt like a finishing school. There, Isak added layers, back-to-goal play, clever pressing angles and the calm to strike on the biggest stage, most famously at the Bernabeu, where he scored twice and assisted in a 4-3 Copa del Rey classic. La Real later lifted the 2019-20 Copa, their first major trophy since the 1980s, with Isak's 7 goals in that cup run a key thread in the story. Then came England and the pace and pressure of the Premier League. Newcastle made him their club record signing in August 2022, around £63 million, betting that his La Liga polish would translate to St James's Park. It did. His blend of glide, burst and ice-cold finishing made him one of the division's most watchable number 9s, the kind who can play to feet or in behind and still square up calmly in the box. That journey, Solna to Tilburg, to San Sebastian to Tyneside, built a forward who's both elegant and ruthless, perfectly primed for the weight and wonder of Anfield. The transfer saga ended on September 1st. After 6 chaotic weeks, Liverpool and Newcastle finally shook hands on a British record £125 million deal for Alexander Isak, potentially rising toward £130 million, with payments, medical booked for Monday, and a 6-year contract waiting at Anfield. The fee eclipses the previous domestic benchmark and closes the window's most talked-about chase. Context? It clears Enzo Fernandez's £107 million British mark, Chelsea 2023, and sits beyond the £100 million bracket for Moises Caicedo, potentially £115 million. Declan Rice £105 million, Jack Grealish £100 million, and Florian Wirtz, initially £100 million, could rise. Globally, only Neymar £200 million and Kylian Mbappe £165.7 million initial cost more. It edges Coutinho £105 million initial and Ousmane Dembele £96.8 million initial up to £135.5 million. Liverpool didn't want to drift or wait their turn, not the way Arsenal did before moving on Gyökeres or Chelsea before resolving Pedro. They set out to act like City did with Haaland, secure the goalscorer early, end the debate and build the attack around him. In that plan, Isak is the main event, the definitive number 9, and Ekitike's arrival was the bridge, a way to cover the minutes and make the wait for Isak less painful while the deal took shape. Rewind to mid-July, Liverpool's first feelers were knocked back, and Eddie Howe pulled Isak out of a pre-season friendly due to speculation. Days later, Isak skipped the Asia tour with what Newcastle called a minor thigh issue, and then trained alone at former club Real Sociedad as the noise built. On August 1st, Liverpool's opening £110 million plus add-ons was rejected. The standoff hardened. By mid-August, the situation was untenable. Isak released a statement alleging broken promises, saying the relationship can't continue, while Newcastle publicly denied any commitment to sell. He remained separated from the group and didn't feature in the opening league fixtures. The footballing argument never changed. A 25-year-old who hit 23 Premier League goals, 27 in all competitions last season, and scored in the Carabao Cup final win over Liverpool isn't easily replaced.
To put Liverpool to bed here. And it's Isak! Oh, that's outstanding!
Newcastle's workaround arrived late. They secured Germany international Nick Woltemade in a club record deal, effectively opening the door for Isak. Liverpool, who had already smashed their own record for Florian Wirtz earlier in the summer, kept pushing and circled back with an offer that met the Magpies' number. Deadline day produced the breakthrough, agreement at £125 million, with some sources briefing a total cost closer to £130 million. Around the edges, Liverpool also moved on defensive reinforcements, with reports of a £35 million agreement for Mark Gay surfacing, and then wobbling as Palace's stance shifted late. Typical deadline day turbulence. The headline remained the same: Isak to Liverpool, record fee paid. The saga's arc is simple in hindsight: a star who outgrew the ceiling, a buying club that waited, and a selling club that needed certainty before letting go. On September 1st, the pieces aligned. Liverpool gets an elite, press-proof number 9 entering his prime. Isak gets the move he pushed for, and the window closes with a thud you could hear across Europe. Liverpool haven't thrown a British record fee at a hunch. They've paid for certainty after a near 2-month pursuit that ran from mid-July feelers and an August 1st rejection to September 1st breakthrough. The deal is £125 million, with sources indicating it can reach around £130 million, and Isak signs a 6-year contract after a Monday medical. That eclipses Liverpool's own club mark for Florian Wirtz, up to £116 million, and resets the domestic record. Performance makes the price make sense. Isak scored 23 Premier League goals last season, 27 in all comps reported elsewhere, and became the first Newcastle player ever to score in 8 straight Premier League appearances, production that directly answers Liverpool's need for a press-resistant number 9 who finishes at elite rates. The market context matters too. Football's fee inflation means historic benchmarks scale far higher today. As finance analyst Kieran Maguire has shown, Alan Shearer's 1996 world record move would equate to around £222 million in today's money. With Isak under contract to 2028, Newcastle had real leverage, so Liverpool paid the certainty premium rather than roll the dice on a cheaper, unproven forward. Strategically, this is about margins in title races and Europe. Isak makes elite centre-backs, even Virgil van Dijk, take that half step back. If they drop, he punishes from range. If they hold, he's gone in behind. That dual threat turns low blocks and transitions in Liverpool's favour. Add a proven Premier League scorer and the record fee reads like an investment in guaranteed output, not a one-summer splash. Bottom line, 2 months of patience, a record bid, and a number 9 entering his prime. Certainty Liverpool couldn't negotiate away. So this is where the road leads, from Sola to Tilburg, to San Sebastian to Tyneside, and now Anfield, with a British record fee to underline it. Liverpool didn't spend months and 9 figures for vibes, they did it for certainty. A press-proof number 9 in his prime, a finisher who stretches back lines and still drops to link. A forward built for the margins, where titles are decided. The next question is when, not if. Circle the likely first sightings. September 14 at Burnley. 3 days later, a statement stage on September 17th versus Atletico Madrid. Then, the first Anfield derby shot on September 20th versus Everton. Each fixture asks a different question. Isak's skill set answers all of them. And the shirt? With Federico Chiesa holding 14 and Hugo Ekitike taking 22, the path feels obvious. Darwin Núñez vacated the number 9 earlier this summer. Liverpool didn't just clear a number, they cleared a lane. Expect Isak to step into the lineage of Anfield centre-forwards and wear the number 9. In 2 months, Liverpool solved a problem fans have debated for 2 seasons: a ruthless, reliable spearhead. The journey made him ready, the saga made him certain, the price made him unavoidable. Now it's over to the pitch. First goal prediction? First celebration in front of the Kop? Drop it in the comments and tell us where you think this story goes next.